Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian Whistleblower, and welcome to the Gospel Truth Channel. Salute to the people on Twitter. Salute to the people on Facebook that are watching. There will be some good visuals in this broadcast. So if you'd like to head over to the YouTube channel, Jeff Darty Show at YouTube, you'll be able, pardon me, to see the videos, to see me break down the scriptures in a way that you won't be able to, since I'm not able to share my screen on Twitter or on Facebook. So we're going to talk today about humans versus reptilians, or reptilians versus humans. What if it's all divide and conquer? What if we could be, or perhaps even should be, working together? Let me go back. What if reptilians do exist? And what if we either could be or should be working together? And what if the hysteria, the doubt, the fear that's created by the reptilian hysteria is not serving the best interests of either species? Crazy, I know, but like you've often found me, I may be crazy like a fox in this regard, and let me show you why I think so. And here we go, sharing the video. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, or if you're on Facebook, you can go over to Jeff Darty Show on YouTube, and you'll see that we're live right now. Just go ahead and click on that, and you'll be able to see the visuals that I am sharing with the other kids. So here we are in Genesis chapter 1. And in verse 21, we read, God created the great whales. And I wasn't going to show this to you. I was going to let you do some homework, but let's take a look at it ourselves here. In the interlinear, Genesis 1:21. Let me show you what great whales means. What if there really are reptilians? What if there really are reptilians? And God created the great 14:19. What does great mean? Great means, it means bigger, yes, or it could mean elder. It could mean exceedingly. It could mean extremely. Look at what it means the most times: great. Great in the sense of not huge, but great in the sense of, wow, that's great. 340 times, by far and away the amount of times it's used within the biblical scriptures, it means great. So why would we not use it as great and say, okay, great. He created the gods, the Elohim created the great. And what is sea creatures? Well, I think you'll see right from the very beginning that it's not whales. There are many other creatures in the sea besides whales, but that's not even the base meaning of the word. Let's look at it. What did he create? He created the great monsters. Great monsters. After years and years of translation, what does it really mean? What's the first thing it means? From the same word as tan. What does it mean? What's the very first meaning of it? Serpent. The very first meaning of it is serpent. Definition: serpent. Put it together, ladies and gentlemen. What do you have? You have the great serpents. I wrote an entire book called, what was it called? Serpents and Doves in the Garden of the Gods. That details this into the minutia. You can buy it on ebook for, I think, $4, or you can buy the extra book, the actual book itself in paperback. But folks on Twitter, folks on Facebook, folks on YouTube, you've just seen from the scriptures that in the beginning, before man was created, the great serpents, or the majestic serpents, as I call them, were created. It's an upright humanoid species. They were created in Genesis 1:21. There was an upright hominid species that was reptilian based, created before man. Well, Jeff, how do you know it was before man? Well, let me show you. That was Genesis 1:21. And if you go back look in the scriptures, Genesis 1:21, the majestic serpents were created. Genesis 1:27, man, Homo sapiens sapien, us, were created. Now, as I detail in the book, what really happened is in Genesis chapter 1, verse number 1, in the original heavens and earth that were created, there was a form created that was mainly pure spirit, that was mainly human. Then in Genesis 1:21, the mainly reptilian version was created. And then in Genesis 1:27, the hybrid Homo sapiens sapien, which we demonstrably are scientifically, textually, and if you have any awakening about you at all spiritually, we are a hybrid of serpents and doves. We are a hybrid of reptilian and human. But the fact that the reptilian version of humanity, if you will, if you're going to talk about hominids, the reptilian hominid was created 6 verses before the human hybrid. Well, excuse me, the reptilian form, the majestic serpent, was created 6 verses before the man or the Homo sapiens sapien hybrid. The question is, how long did those 6 verses cover? We don't know, but we do know it covered a long period of time, most likely. Jeff, why do you care? Well, I care for a couple of reasons. And number one, I care because of what happened in Genesis 3:8. Let me show this to you again. Again, if you're on Twitter or on Facebook, you can go over to jeffdartyshow.com and you can see the visuals that I'm showing the rest of the kids, because I can't share them on Twitter or Facebook. Genesis 3:8. Now, I don't really think this was the Lord that walked on the earth. I believe it was the Elohim. But even if it was the Lord at that time was an Elohim. And the Lord would come down and walk in the garden with man, it says here, in the cool of the day. So even at the beginning, the Elohim, who are spiritual beings, could manifest themselves in physical form. This was a trait that was passed on to the majestic serpents first, and a trait that was passed on to the Homo sapiens sapiens, us, secondly. And of course, it was originally possessed by the original creation of Genesis chapter 1. So, Jeff, what does this all mean? This means that, and when the Word came into flesh in John 1:1, the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. That was an Elohim manifesting in flesh. Let me show you some other interesting scriptures to just give you to set the foundation of where I'm going. Luke 4:30, they were getting ready to kill Jesus. They were going to throw him off a cliff. But Jesus passed through the crowd and went on his way. He just, boop, left. John 10:39, they tried to seize him, but he escaped their grasp. Boop, he was gone. John 8:39, or John 8:59, they took up stones to stone him, but Jesus, boop, hid himself. John 10:39, boop, escaped out of their hand. I've shown you several scriptures that show that the Elohim, of whom the Christ was one, are able to shapeshift. They're able to appear and disappear at will. And it is my contention. Oh, I didn't show you this, I don't think. Let me show you these scriptures so you'll see them. Here it is, Luke 4:30. They wanted to throw him off the cliff. Boop, the Christ. They tried to seize him. Boop, he escaped. They took up stones. Boop, he hid himself. The Christ was an Elohim. He could shapeshift. He could appear and disappear. The majestic serpents were created in the image of the Elohim. They can shapeshift. They can probably even appear and disappear. And guess what, folks? We can too. We've just forgotten how for the most part. The first part is to learn how to get out of your body. I can teach you how to do that. I haven't yet got to the place where I'm teaching people to shapeshift or appear and disappear. That's probably something I need to work towards, but we'll put that on the back burner for this time being. The majestic serpents have had the ability to shapeshift longer than we have. They've had the ability to hide themselves as the Christ did longer than we have. And they've probably had the ability to appear and disappear longer than we have. So I believe, coming from a strictly textual perspective, that it is safe to say that if the race of majestic serpents, upright hominid, reptilians was created, as the scriptures say they were, that they are likely still, some of them, living on this planet today. The fact that they have more experience in shifting their shape and hiding themselves accounts for the reason why they are, for the most part, unnoticed, walking amongst us. Let me see if I'm forgetting any scriptural points I want to make here. No, I don't think so. Again, when you're ordering your rods, you'll get your rods taped to something like this to keep them from bending. And if you look on the back, you may have, I don't know it'll be with every one, but you may have some show notes, and they're signed by me for what that's worth. I just thought it was something little, a little silly, but maybe it's something a little extra. And the rods are available at jeffreydarty.com. Pendulums, books, Mystech bands. We just put in a big order today, so you should be getting those probably by Friday. And this is what helps us go and do the things that we do, like the Georgia Guidestones. And I guess this is time for a shameless plug. If you continue to buy the Mystech bands, which what they do, they've helped me sleep less, have more energy, have great gains in the gym. They're very good for your stamina and your virility, men. They're very good for helping you even achieve astral projection and other things like that. Go to my website, jeffreydarty.com. Let me just share that with you real quickly. Shameless plug time. Let me share this with you. jeffreydarty.com. If you go here at the website, you can just click on the Mystech logo. You can read about what Mystech does. You can read different testimonials, including one from our own Jen Fisher. OMG, I love my Mystech. Fan freaking tastic, she says, totally alive. You can go to the Mystech website, find which one you want, come back here, fill in these gaps, tell me which one you want. I'll send you a PayPal invoice. And oh yeah, I'll save you 20%. That's how one of the main ways that we fund the things that we do. That's one of the main ways we continue to be able to do what we're doing and go the places we're going. And we're stepping it up. As soon as this winter is out across most of the country, we'll be in the Beaver. We'll be rolling town to town. We'll be making it probably a full time of it during the summertime. Seminars, healings, spiritual work, exorcism, going to like flea markets and things with the Mystech. So full-time rock and roll. You help us do that by purchasing the Mystech and by purchasing the rods and things like that. If you're interested in the other things that we offer, just go to the shop. And because of the oddities of the program I use, you actually will have to click on this and it'll show you all the things that we offer. Shungite sets, divining rods, intention candles. These are really nice. What I do is you send me an intention. I want to lose weight, and it's a sigil. I'll make a sigil by hand. I carve it on a candle for you as such, paint it with gold paint. And it's kind of neat because as the candle burns down, this gold stands up and it'll get down about here and finally it'll flop over. But it gives you, as the candle burns, it releases its intention and gives your intention extra power. So we have all sorts of these things. We got the divining rods. People love these. They do, and they really work very well for yes or no questions or for pointing you to things. I even had today, I had to ask myself, did I take this, did I take my supplement yet today? And it told me no, so I went ahead and took it. And then, of course, we have all the books here. We have T-shirts as well. You can get your shirts. End of shameless plug, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So there are majestic serpents amongst us. They are more adept at changing their shape and hiding themselves than we are because we forgot. We've forgotten how to do it. So is this hysteria that we create with the whole shape-shifting reptilian hysteria, if we buy into that, if we contribute to that, are we helping or are we hurting our cause? Let me ask you this. If the majestic serpents do live and walk amongst us, don't you believe there's a chance that some of them may be willing to work with us to regain the sovereignty of both our species and this planet? They're just as under this fear and guilt control matrix as we are, unless, of course, they're the ones driving it. But even if they are the ones driving it, I don't believe all of the majestic serpents would be bad. I believe that some of them would at least be neutral, and that some of them might even be benevolent. And maybe they don't want to work with us. Maybe they would not want to help us. But maybe, just maybe, they would. And would it be in the interest of the powers that be to facilitate the harmony between our two species, or would it be in their best interest to oppose the harmony between our two species? I want to call your attention to something. And I saw this years and years and years ago. And I just want to call your attention to this just for something to ponder, just for something to think about. Again, if you're on Twitter or on Facebook, you can go over to Jeff Daugherty Show on YouTube and get the full meal deal, the full video presentation as well. Back in 1985, there was a movie made. And the movie was called Enemy Mine. I saw it. I thought it was a great film. It starred Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. as a human and an alien soldier who became stranded on a planet and had to overcome their mutual distrust in order to cooperate and survive. And guess what? Dennis Quaid was human. Louis Gossett Jr. was reptilian. Think about that for a minute. They were on a planet. We're on a planet. They had to overcome their mutual distrust and learn how to cooperate in order to survive. What if we are on an increasingly inhospitable planet? What if or at least part of the reptilian species, part of the majestic serpents, are just as upset as we are? What if they too want to overcome? What if they too want to cooperate? What if they would like to help us survive? Let's look at the plot summary. There's a war between the humans and a sentient bipedal reptilian humanoid race. Interesting. The humans hate the Draconians, as they're called, or Dracs, and the Dracs hate the humans. Well, in this movie, Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. get in a dogfight. They both crash land on an alien world. After initial hostilities, we've had initial hostilities with the reptiles. They learn to cooperate and survive. They build a shelter together. Over the next 3 years, they overcome their differences. They become friends. And each saves the other's lives. Eventually, they're there for a while. A group of aliens are using the Draconians as slave labor. Could be either way. And it ends up where Dennis Quaid ends up freeing and helping Louis Gossett Jr.'s son. And in that movie, the Draconians they're both, I forget what you call it, but they're both the same sex. So he had his own baby, which is kind of weird. But the whole point of the thing is, and at the end, The human is actually honored by the Draconian High Council for overcoming his hate and fear. And the little Draconian calls him uncle. It's quite a moving picture. You should see it. It's called Enemy Mine. And they actually add, and sillily enough, I get a little choked up, they actually add his name, Willis Dabbage, to the line of that Draconian family, and they honor him. Folks, you know, we have a couple of choices. We have this whole reptilian phenomena, you know, the whole shape-shifting reptilians caught on YouTube thing. And we can either contribute to it, we can either participate in it, or we can ignore it and even oppose it. And this is a choice. This is an opinion. And I feel sorry for small-headed people, small-minded, pin-headed people that think that you have to have complete agreement between people in order to have friendship, that there must be complete agreement in order to have mutual respect. I really feel sorry for small-minded, pin-headed people that see a video and start firing off emails to someone saying, oh, Jeff is attacking you. A great friend of mine, an associate of mine, says that he had several people, 7, 8, 9, 10 people email him, oh, Jeff is attacking you. It's interesting because when I did the show, not one person said that. And not one of those 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people ever emailed me and said, Jeff, are you attacking this person? I call that cowardly. I call that gossipy. I call that backbiting. I call that pinheaded. I call that small-minded. I guarantee you, if I think you're attacking a friend of mine, I will call you. I will email you and say, hey, it looks like you're attacking this person. Are you? And if someone had sent me an email that says, are you attacking about attacking this person? I would have responded back, of course not. Just because one person feels one way and another person feels another way, that doesn't mean that you're attacking. That doesn't mean that you're not friends. That doesn't mean there's not mutual respect. That means there's a disagreement over a certain point. And I feel very, very sorry for you if you feel like a person that doesn't believe everything you believe is attacking you. I feel very, very sorry for you if you believe that a person that doesn't agree with every word that comes out of your anointed holy lips is attacking you. I feel very, very sorry if you're so self-conscious that if you believe someone doesn't believe everything you believe, that they're attacking you. Someone said the real mark of wisdom, the real mark of maturity, the real mark of spirituality is the ability to entertain a concept in your mind without accepting it. In the real world where big boys and big girls live, in the real world where people that are actually advancing in their spirituality live, in the real world where people that don't backbite and don't gossip and don't try to cause drama, in that real world that you obviously haven't graduated to yet, we don't worry about these silly things. And know this, ladies and gentlemen, mainly boys and girls, mainly children of all ages, know that when you start firing emails back and forth, guess what? We talk to each other. We know who you people are that are trying to cause hate. We know who you people are that are trying to cause division. We know who you people are that are trying to cause drama. Just because we don't call you out by name, don't think we don't know who you are. Don't think we don't see who you are when you come onto our social medias. Don't think we don't chuckle knowingly. Don't think we don't roll our eyes on the inside and say, this silly little child thinks that they're pulling the wool over our eyes. You're not. And there's an emerging confederacy of people that are moving on and moving up. And people like Rex and Wayne and Heidi and Jenny, people like Dan from Overwatch Channel. I'll forget many of them. and people like Trisha Gelder, and you can throw your emails and your drama back and forth, but you're not going to break up the power of that growing confederation, and you're just making yourself look rather pitiful. And it's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I spent a lot of time talking about that so I could talk about this. Who is served when we try to create drama? No one. Who is helped when we try to create drama? The people that are against us. And it is my opinion that if we buy into, support, or promote the whole reptilians caught on YouTube, and you know what I think about that. I think it's absurd, because these beings, if they've been here this long, if they've got here from so far away, there's no way they would be falling trap to this rudimentary 1999 webcam technology. I've shared with you from photographic professionals. It's about compression. It's about pixels. It's about curves. It's about cheap cameras. It's not real. If you ever see a reptilian caught on YouTube, you can be sure that you are not seeing a reptilian caught on YouTube. They're too smart, and it's just silliness. That's my opinion. So if we continue to promote this, who's helped? It doesn't help facilitate harmony between the majestic serpent race and our race, if there is a majestic serpent race. The only thing that it does is creates doubt, it creates fear, it creates drama, it creates hysteria. And none of that is helpful to maintaining, promoting a harmonious relationship between two races that, if two races do exist, are both existing on a planet that is inhospitable to us and becoming increasingly so. So you have a choice. You can support that activity, which is detrimental, or you can ignore or resist, I would hope, that activity, which is detrimental, and in the process, promote harmony, promote understanding, and leave the door open for mutual cooperation, and have the added benefit of not promoting fear, not promoting worry, not promoting doubt, not promoting suspicion. And by not promoting those things, you are doing yourself, our species, and our planet a very good service by not promoting those low energetic expressions. So, couldn't the whole reptilians versus humans hysteria be a divide and conquer strategy? Just like these small-minded pinheads that try to create drama between people that are out here on YouTube doing this with all their might. I'll tell you this much, even the craziest, most unbalanced flat earth person, and I'm just throwing that out there because you know I'm not flat earth, if they're on YouTube and they're working hard, 1, 2, 3, 4 videos a day, they're laying it out on the line, I have a deep and abiding respect for that person, even though I profoundly disagree with them being a flat earth advocate. I'm not going to join in a campaign of subterfuge against even a person who's a flat earther. I'll tell them I don't believe your flat earth doctrine, but I respect them for being in the game. What I don't respect is the little crows that sit on the power line, complaining about the eagles that are up there soaring around. Look at that eagle. I'd have turned left instead of right. No, you wouldn't have, because you're sitting your tired little feathery ass on a low ass line power pole, complaining about some eagle who's up there soaring, trying to say, oh, I wouldn't have done it that way. Fact of the matter is, you wouldn't have done it, period. You're not doing it, period. So shut your beak until you're ready to fly. And I would consider, ask us all to consider, shutting our beaks in regards to the humans versus reptilian, and not doing something that would be less than helpful, or that would facilitate anything less than harmony, possibility, and betterment. So that was a rather long rant. Let me take a look in the chat room and see if there's any questions I can answer. And that's another benefit you have if you're on Twitter and on Facebook. If you come over to Jeff Daugherty's show on YouTube, you can also be a part of the chat room where I see your questions, and I always go in like I'm doing now, and I respond to them as well. So let's see what we've got going on in the chat room today. Jeff, what do you think about the Anunnaki? I don't think about the Anunnaki very much. I really don't. Somebody says, open your poor, small mind. I'm not sure if they're talking to me or not, but I would do it. I hate drama queens. Yeah, me too. A voice of reason. Well, thank you. It's just pixelation. I agree. Everybody's got a message these days. Who do you think the Elohim are? I think that they are the gods that created this planet and us. I hate those player-hating drama queen. I'll leave off the last thing, but I agree with you. Some people really do want attention, bad or good. Absolutely. A lot of trolls. I thought that they have to tell us the truth according to their spiritual law. I don't know if that's true or not, Justin, but I think they do often tell us the truth, or they do sometimes tell us the truth at least, or there's thoughts in the ether that get pulled down by movie writers, authors, and people of entertainment, and they put these ideas into entertainment because they just think, oh, it's a great idea because they're creative, and they pull it out of the ether. Or maybe there is some law that requires some sort of, I can't think of the right word right now, but some sort of disclosure to us. Why do trolls keep coming back? Because they're trolls. Eloquent. Most of it's absurd. You just answered your own question. Thank you. Let's see. Heidi. Yeah, that person is just that person. This Heidi, the tranny person, they're probably sitting in their mom's basement. They're probably about 400 pounds, probably have really bad acne, probably erectile dysfunction. And they're sitting down there because they can't actually talk to a person in the real world. And they're just trying to mess with people. It's the classic fat crow sitting on a low line, making fun of eagles. Absolutely. Having discourse with people who have opposing views is the best thing you can do to learn. And sometimes you've watched Wayne and I on the air, and we disagree with each other. And it's very, very informative. And the best way to sharpen your arguments is to talk to someone that disagrees with you. And sometimes you'll find, wow, like me. Now when I go to sleep, I unplug my Wi-Fi. Why? Because Wayne made some very good points about Wi-Fi. All right, sure could be, Jeff. There is one caught on YouTube. No, I don't agree with it. Sorry. If we intermingled with them, we must have liked them. I would agree. You can disagree without disrespecting. Yes, absolutely, you can. I agree. I've loved this chat room because there was no backbiting. Perfect. Didn't Princess Diana say she saw the royal shapeshift? There is... Some people say she did say that. I don't know. Of course, I never talked to her, but I think it's very, very interesting. You can have honor. I agree. I respect their opinions. We're in a battle for consciousness. Hello, Violet Flame, cognitive dissonance, archons. Yep. I love the Crow brothers. You and Wayne are gentlemen when you disagree. We are, for the most part. I do need to promote some more mods. I don't know about the Gigis being a GG. Thank you for those of you that are doing super chats. I appreciate that. Just so you know, when you do a super chat, YouTube does take like half of it. So if you'd rather just go to jeffreydaugherty.com and hit the donate button and give the full amount directly to me, that's certainly your option. Or you can continue to use the super chat button. Totally up to you, but I just thought that you should probably know. Thank you for the moderators that are doing the job there. Do I know for a fact it's pixelization? Yes. Methinks they have to tell vampire, like a vampire has to be invited. Yes. I will appoint some more mods. Let's not repeat the negative low vibration. I agree with that. Yeah, the outfit does happen to go perfectly with the background tonight. Someone isn't doing their job banning idiots. It's hard. I was just trying to focus on the message tonight. It is okay to agree to disagree. 100%. Thank you, Violet, for getting rid of that person. I tried telling you about the Wi-Fi. You know what? Guess what? Remove. They could have been reptilians. I just don't know enough about them. Good info about the super chat donations. You're welcome. Let's don't be nasty to the flat earth people. They have the right to agree, believe what they want to believe. What are you drinking, Jeff? I'm drinking tea. I always drink tea. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I had to talk about tonight. That's what I had to share with you tonight. And that's what I wanted to put out for you tonight. Think about it. Ponder it. Ask yourself what you think you should do. Think about what you think you should do. And think about, am I, Princess Diana is not married to Elton John. I've actually shown pictures on this channel of Princess Diana, the guy that's supposed to be Princess Diana, and Elton John all together. Oops. So anyway, that's a silly thing. It really is a silly thing. I agree. 1 Corinthians 12, it was written by Paul. I don't know what you mean by that, Justin. I would probably say, excellent thought, Jeff. Divide and conquer, new perspective to consider. If peace broke out and we all united, they would lose control. Violet, what's Earth look like when you astral travel? That's a good question. It's always round when I astral travel. Rocker Chick asks a question, and I'll bring this up before I go. Rocker Chick, she says, explain what you mean by thoughts in the ether. Well, some people believe that the powers that be and the controllers have to show us some truth in movies and through media because it's part of some code that they have to share some of the truth. That might be true. As a writer, as a creative person, I also believe that if there's something being planned, just the idea of thinking about it and talking about it puts that energetic essence into the ether. And I believe that it's very possible that sometimes creative people, writers of movies, writers of television, writers of books, comic books, things like that, being creative, they can pull things out of the ether and think, oh, that's a great idea for a movie, for a book. And really, what they're pulling is some of the plans of the powers that be. And in that way, some things that are truth wind up being shown to us through the entertainment media. Now, it could also be possible that there's some kind of weird cosmic code that the powers that be must give us disclosure before they do things. And it's interesting as well that after Paul, the apostle, when he received his sight after being blinded on the road to Damascus, look it up, scales like a reptile fell from his eyes. How about that? And I'd like to close tonight with some rod questions. So if you have rods, you can answer your own questions. But if you don't have rods and you'd like to ask some questions, go ahead and hit me with some rod questions. I'll be glad to help them. So let me go ahead and tune them up. Show me yes, please. Show me no, please. All right, we're ready. Jeff, are you a secret benevolent reptilian? No, not that I know of. I wish I could shapeshift. I wish I could shapeshift. Is it cold in Florida? No. The movie Thinner, Stephen King mentions lizards. Oh, I saw that, but I don't think I was woke yet. Oh, come on, Taylor B. Do I need to get a job? Asked Richard. Do I need to get a job? It says no. Is it raining? I'm in Florida. No, it's not raining. Jay Campbell, let's do another show tomorrow. Oh, that's a message. I'd be glad to do it. The rods are awesome. Do Freemasons worship a hermaphrodite? Do Freemasons worship a hermaphrodite? No. Are there serpents in both creation stories? Yes. I don't want to answer that one about your wife. Is something big going to happen in 2018? Yes. Is something bad going to happen in 2018 and big? No. Is Paul a reptilian? No. Are the Elohim going to rescue us? No. And you know why, Truth Seeker? Because they're teaching us to rescue ourselves. Oh, that's a good question. Are Charles Manson and the Lindbergh baby the same person? No. Did I see the gun that killed Kennedy in the Zapruder film I watched last night? No. Is the reptilian part of all human minds creating reptilian tulpa? No, but that's a great question. That's all right, Debstar. I don't always agree with me either. Michelle asks, is this a simulation? No. Hippocampus, am I a starseed? No, sorry. Dylan, is Kim Kardashian a man? No. Self-harmony, did Charles Manson kill anyone? No. Matt Dowling, Ari Gigi reptilian? Yes. Is Angela Merkel Hitler's daughter? No. Oh. Did I see a driver toss a gun out of the car then? No. Did I learn a lot of reptilians from the ether? No. Do I need to make plans to protect myself? Yes. Is the Lord of the Bible the true creator? No. Think simply, am I an a-hole? Yes. Is Jeff an a-hole? Yes. Was Thoth an Elohim? Says yes. Interesting. Is Hitler alive? No. Will there be an 8 magnitude or higher earthquake in the Pacific Northwest this year? No. Are the Galactic Federation of Light Beings real? No. Will there be a fake alien invasion? No. Were any reptilians writers of holy books? Yes. Oh, that's a really good question. Were there any writers of the holy books reptilians? Yes. Wow, that's interesting. Michelle Carnum, we did that last night. Will Jeff wear a scarf in the summer? Yes, I'm going to be wearing scarves every time I speak now. Was Walt Disney a devil worshiper? No. Is Jeff trying to fool us? No. Will a financial situation work out for me? Yes. Will there be a pole shift in the next 5 years? No. I hate to ask these kind. Will pillars soar in price? Yes. Was Jesus a reptilian? No, Trina, because remember, he was fake. He was fake. Okay, Dylan. Bye-bye. Will Philadelphia win the Super Bowl? I'm not going to do that one because I don't want to be responsible for people losing money. Oh, that's a good one, Kent. Did any vampires write any holy books? Yes. Michelle, do we have 2 sons? No. Dylan. Yeah, get rid of Dylan. I don't know why you have to be that way. Oh, that's a good one, Mac. Are there any reptilians at Sterling's place of employment? Oh, bro, it won't say. Are there any reptilians at my place of employment? It won't say. Does Z hate Bitcoin? No. Oh, that's a good one. Are the reported events at Skinwalker Ranch real? Some of them are, some of them aren't. Are the blue avians running Twitter? That's hilarious. I love that. Z asked again, is there a soul farm on the moon? No, very hard. Will Trump be president next year? Yes. Is the moon closer than NASA says? No. Is Michelle's husband a Lizzie? No. Are there any artificial suns in our sky? No. Just send me an email, Lit T. Are there any suns? Are there two suns? No. Are there two suns? No. Is QAnon real? No. Is QAnon real? Is there actually a person called QAnon? Is QAnon an AI? Sort of, huh? Is there a portal at Stardust Ranch in Arizona? Yes. Is the moon an artificial satellite? Yes. Do I have any enemies that call me brother? Yes. Is there a sun hologram? No. Are the sun and moon inside our atmosphere? No. Is QAnon helping anything? No. Was Saturn a second sun in ancient times? Yes. Is the Christ a reptilian? No. Is Trump involved with QAnon? Yes. Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. Are we walk-in spirits? No. I hate to do this, Z, but can I trust my stepson? No. All right. Why get rid of this? Heidi has a rod. Let's see. How do I get rid of them? Hide user on this channel. Boom. There you go. Bye-bye. Do we live in a holographic reality? No. Was I abducted? No. Do skinwalkers live next door to me? No. Are my rods lying? No. I'm about to shoot you a bird. Blue blood. Blue, blue. No. Oh, that's a good one. I'll ask that. Is Hillary a reptilian? No. Is my dog plotting against me? No. Is time travel possible? Yes. Yes. All righty. There you go. That's some interesting stuff. Those were some interesting questions. That was, yeah, I would say yes, Lyndon, there definitely are. Is Oprah a reptilian? Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of good questions there. Hopefully there's a lot of good answers there. And I would just ask that you continue. I'll ask this one again. I've asked it before. I just want to see what it says. Is Michelle Obama a man? That says yes. Rooney is off somewhere doing Rooney things. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you being with me tonight. I appreciate you being with me on Facebook. I appreciate being with me on Twitter. I appreciate you being with me on YouTube. Interesting stuff, powerful stuff. Think about what you say. Think about what you do. Think about what you support. And ask yourselves if you're helping or if you're hurting. Is Michelle wearing pants right now? No. Michelle, tell us if you are or not. Just a rod check question. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and I'm here to help you guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. She's not wearing pants. All right. She's not wearing pants. They're right again. Was Jim Henson murdered? No. Is that the Muppets guy? Okay, we're gonna have to get rid of Dylan for good now. Hide user on this channel. Bye-bye. Everybody wave bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Please do stay fearless, my friends. Ask questions, question answers, and unindoctrinate yourself.